type. There's so many fake things out there as a Gen Z, or so I think for myself, yeah, that's what I'm looking for all the time, and I believe in God because God is real and He's constantly revealing Himself to me. Yeah, and I think that as much as you can learn the whole world of apologetics, right? But if it doesn't have any personal significance to you, I feel like there's no reason for you to stay a Christian. Like, there's so many ways that you can rationalize God, but I think if you don't personally feel Him in your life, that's no reason for you to continue on. Yeah, so I think for myself, I'm a second-gen Christian. So actually, I don't know whether there are Gen Zs here. Are you any Gen Zs? Young people, yay! Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think I just yeah, I think yeah, for ourselves, like maybe most of us are second-gen Christians, but I think maybe for even everybody else, I feel like there's a certain point in your life, whether you are first gen or second gen or third gen or whatever gen, that you have to come to grasp your own faith as your own. So I think that taking ownership of my own faith, there was a point in my life where I realized that this is not my parents' faith, that I have to figure it out for myself. And my parents are amazing because they actually let me, during a very rebellious phase, go on a solo mission trip. And I think that was 2 months in Manila where I spent figuring out what I was doing with myself, away from church, away from family. And it's crazy because they let an 18-year-old go on her own to a country that was actually having quite a bit of political turmoil at the time. It was quite dangerous also. I had no friends. I was staying with strangers. Yeah, but I think that was an act of faith on their part also that has spilled over to me as a young person and has really shaped my faith. So it is that point, whether God is real to you, whether you take ownership of your faith, that keeps me going as a Christian. Yeah.
But it still sounds quite experiential, what you experience. But Hindu friends have powerful experiences. And
yeah.
So is it purely subjective? Is it purely your experiences? So if God today don't reveal in a way that's understandable, you stop becoming Christian?
Yeah, I think perhaps it starts as subjective, right? But as I learn to understand this faith, then maybe that's where the objectiveness comes in as well. Yeah, and I do think that there is so many points in your Christian life that actually the moment that you say yes to Jesus, it might not be 100% yes. Maybe it's like a snowball that's building up. Yeah, so I think along the way, maybe it started as a yes, I think He's real. But I think along the way, as I read more, as I understand the word, as I feel myself changing as a person, yeah, I think these things help to snowball into a stronger kind of faith. Yeah, so
because I also think in the Great Commission, they worshipped Him but some doubted. It seems that there's a place for questions. Maybe the church or family needs to give some space for questions. We don't 100% get everything in one shot. You worship, you know this is the right direction, but you may not get it all yet. I think the Bible allows for that. But I think the statement here also is about parents, for parents among us. The willingness to trust God and trust our children to God, even though we may be quite scared that they come back to God or not, what's going to happen to them, that they trusted God and trusted you enough to give you that space to actually figure out. Maybe that's another lesson we need to learn as well for parents, how this is important for them to embrace the faith for themselves. Sometimes we play it safe, we try to block them from all the wrong things. In fact, our studies have shown that parents who try to block and censor and don't let them get exposed, a higher chance for them to leave the faith. Because once the freedom, yay! But those parents who are willing to let them do what she mentioned are those who statistically are more likely to come back to God and embrace the faith. But doesn't this call for a lot of trust in us parents? Scary, man, but we trust God and we do trust our children to allow this. Thank you. Okay.